If you have questions or need prayer, email Annamarie at 5minutesadayWithGod@gmail.com. Be sure to like and subscribe to our videos so that more people can hear the Word of God.
Do you want to close the door? Good morning and welcome to 5 Minutes a Day with God, and welcome to Tuesday. And we are continuing to look at the instructions that God gave Moses on how to build the tabernacle. And there's a lot of details here and there's a lot of symbolism. So today is Exodus 27, 9 to 19, and it's the courtyard and the gate. So I want you to go ahead and read that on your own. But there's a couple things that I want to highlight. So there's hangings all around the courtyard, and so these are curtains curtains that are hanging around. And so the purpose of the hangings were fourfold. So first, it was a barrier that prevented unlawful approach. So not just anybody could come in. Gentiles at this point weren't really part of this, so it was for God's people. And then it was a protection, keeping out wild animals. So they were pretty thick. They went around the perimeter. And so it kept out animals that were just wandering around. And it was also a line of separation between the world and the holy presence of God. And so there was this division saying, when you enter this area, you are entering a holy place. God's presence is here. And so that's beautiful as well. Just that division of, okay, now we are going into a special place. Now we are going to encounter God. And so even though so then there was a single gate of entrance, and it showed that there was only one way to approach God. So there's a lot of symbolism here, that there's not many gates to God, as a lot of people like to think, that I could, do whatever I want, and at the end I reach God. Even in this Old Testament picture of the tabernacle, it was very specific, showing there's a one way to enter God. But the great thing is that gate was really large, and so it allowed for all of God's people to go in. And so there's so many things about this tabernacle that keeps pointing to Jesus. So one thing I didn't realize is silver was the foundation of the tent, and it was also the top, and it was also the most visible part of the pillars surrounding the courtyard. So silver was just the metal that was dominantly displayed. And we go back to that silver is a redemptive metal, because this was the metal, right, that Jesus was betrayed by. Silver pieces. And so even it's already pointing to that, but there's redemption there, and that this wasn't, that God redeemed that. So also the courtyard fence hung on a foundation of bronze. And so what I didn't realize is there's so many symbolisms, right? Even in the metals. It's not like God just said, oh, let's just put this metal there because it is beautiful, right? I mean, already he's pointing to what's going to happen with silver, that Jesus is going to be betrayed, and it's redemptive. And then here there's bronze all around too. There's bronze on the courtyard fence. And what I didn't realize is to create bronze, it has to go through the fire. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, it's painful, but it's beautiful. And so it's associated with judgment, because refining through the fire creates bronze. So also, God refines us through the fire, right? We are being refined through trials, through situations. He's burning off the dross that's not of the dross of sin and things that aren't associated with him, right? So that we can be a precious metal. And so there's silver and bronze all around. And then what we need to realize here that this part, the courtyard of the tabernacle, it's not just a place to just hang out. This place is a presence of, this is an area to worship God. And so the courtyard of the tabernacle is mentioned throughout the Old Testament. You see that a lot in Psalms and other passages that as well, because this is where all of Israel met God. It was in the court, right? In the holies of holies, only the priest, the high priest, could go, right? But in the courtyard, that's where all of Israel could go and encounter God and worship. And so what I want us to see here, the application that we can bring out here, is that God also invites us to come to his courts with praise. So I just want to give you that invitation here. So many things to look at in this passage that sometimes we just skip over, right? Maybe there's a redemptive area in your life right now that's been broken and God is using it for his glory. Maybe there's a trial that you're going through right now and it's painful, but God is using it to refine you into a precious metal. And that invitation that God gives us daily to come to him in praise. And so many times, again, we come to him with just a laundry list of things that we need for him. But do we just sit there and praise and worship him? So I encourage you to spend some time just worshiping him today. So have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow. And remember, 5 minutes in the Word can change your life.